And when you watch this video, when you listen, when John Mahama and the NDC were launching free SHS progressively, listen to what John Mahama said.
The Minister of Education was given a job to produce a roadmap for the progressive introduction of free SHS. She has done that job. She has costed it. We don't know how much it's going to cost. And she has presented it to Cabinet. It is my duty as the President of the Republic of Ghana to make the funds available for the free SHS to take off. And I want to inform those who want to know where the money is coming from that they should wait for the presentation of the 2015 budget. If they look in the budget and they don't find allocation for free SHS, then they can raise that issue.
Whenever I say my Pen Dream TV there, I see them yupo.
Mema wakwaba e de ba Pen Dream TV, so make sure say obe subscribe to channel no click bell so say the news to our sabi to me aka ntem no watie afa so make sure say obe like it na comment no share ama afoforo so nsaka na comment section ho so no opese wo kire wadwen abetimi e de wadwen kire ato honom na manfo so anya bia kenkan na onim say Pen Dream TV de eye nsem a ekoso Ghana yam politics imo ne de ba na saka ya ne de abranti na so me video I saka pese no che na ye de ba nti memo modern astro so obehwe video we amana si awie na wa kire wadwen e comment section na se yenko video.
Now the Danko Kufuado, when Ekufuado got the opportunity to speak, then Ekufuado Kaya or Kachrom say, this is what Ekufuado told them.
We plan a rapid and vigorous development of educational infrastructure in the first 18 months of the next MPP government. This will involve the building of 350 new senior high schools from scratch, whilst rehabilitating and expanding existing ones. Since these schools will be spread across the length and breadth of our country, this construction activity will immediately lead to an explosion of employment in all districts of our country. Rapid and vigorous development of educational infrastructure in the first 18 months of the next MPP government. This will involve the building of 350 new senior high schools from scratch, whilst rehabilitating and expanding existing ones. Since these schools will be spread across the length and breadth of our country, this construction activity will immediately lead to an explosion of employment in all districts of our country.
Or see, the first 18 months of winning election 2016 or basically 350 senior high schools. Now all can wahana ba omi kan waha. Or see or winning election 2016 near the president 2017 first 1 year 6 months no obesi 350 senior high schools kwasiato enemy busa say e here o say Ekufuado de ono nko na edwuma no na point is no emoa. You know the person was lying to you. Munim seba omudu ba omi na Ekufuado omon kan kre. Today the senior high school no krampon akosi saying you see the kind of food in Korani di. The behavior we are seeing from the senior high schools. Now, some show videos are see it. These are videos some of you have seen. This is the senior high school and the Ekufuado and Bawumia.
Yeah, Ghana and Penny for. Yeah, can.
These are girls, senior high school. Omo brakoda. Do we understand the senior high school, free senior high school concept? Do we even understand it? MPP 40 years here. This is the same senior high school here. Eduana Nkorani di.
One fish is for all of you. Yes. And this your gift which you are about to receive from the promise. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Wow.
You see, Eduane Ankora wedi impreko abrochiro munni. Impreko mo America munni se Eduane we. Do we understand the free SHS? Do we understand it? Adentina John Mahama ne Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman Moka say it should be done progressively. Adentina NDC for starting, you know, almost say day students and Mumna yen started with them. Why? Why do you think they started that way? Do you even understand the free SHS concept? As a political party, NPP, no, do they understand? Because at this point, so we have free SHS, dear, or sika one in Simno, or Sasa Nipano, etimitia. If you want to be in the boarding house, you pay for boarding services. Yeah, you know, call boarding house. We were paying boarding fees. There's a reason why I bimuko day, a bimusumia borders. And then the concepts are Emma NDC for the progressively free education by and say. They wanted it to get to a point you will not travel from Sirem to come to Bekwai to go to a senior high school. They wanted every constituency and community to have a standard senior high schooler. They award their Accra no ebi wo their Asenkregwa. In 10 miles or 20 miles, no, there is another senior high schooler, and also what they for senior beya. We can at the end of the day, Nkura majority, Uber school, Uber Abuchira, majority of Nkura college, they rent their own apartments. Majority of them. Now the question here is, you are a country unisa sikano. So why don't you make the day student the borders pay? The concept of free SHS, MPP for Namontiasie. And Ghana for no sebio enyo bia watena school dem esua de e na onimi nyanso. The reason why Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman Moka say free SHS should be there progressively done and say obi o hwa oyo hiani ene na de bia no busan kofo bia ekufo ade ba no obi e ko school enye obi a o ko school na ma school ne papa enye obi a na also ko school. It's a fact. Enye obi a o se oti wiase na ko school. It's a general knowledge you need to understand. You want kofua omedi year without stepping foot in the classroom. And enye chinchina se also biako school. Now when you have a system that is a system to me a shaping nipa without even stepping the classroom, sa system never bo bia ma obianya de also oyewa brabom. Now utie NPP for omaka say oh eba ma ehia for free SHS amba ma ehia for free SHS enye ehia for nti ba yo ebia mo ntia se. Some free SHS and this was starting progressively, no. They knew said there are people in Ghana almost to come to Mombako school. Me, manko free SHS bia. Me ko presec. They paid my fees throughout. Me tia body fees throughout. Now, the reason why in tia John Mahama mo introduce free SHS progressively and say, no munim say, yo ni penny bi wo wa, sen ko mo sika, omo parents wo sika come borders. And come over that school ho. and come sorry gari school come class no matter better school but because they don't have that financial might, you know, those people are the people who needed the help. Into almost 30 progressively free SHS, no, 2015, no, they were looking at day students they wish say they will do what, they will stay in school, but our parents in the binti, the Mahama administration can say, and then those students in school they will eat. They will come in and then gradually, no, those people, no, the government will sustain them. Ebe buo mo kakra. Na ye ni asebi kakra wa yensem no, ye de yetua board no ne aba school. It is all steady free SHS comprehensively now under Mahama no. Boarders who had money, no, they were paying to stay in school. Omo na target no ehwo mo pa ne eye omo asebio omo ye den omo call JSS omo pass or omo call SS omo ye day student no na aban be bo omo se ne be ya omo school kom no ebe easy enye se aban bie flat gate no obi aba school and no concept no na NPP for no omo ntiase because school ubie school dan obi abetube wuram na enye obi na be free school dan mo with knowledge. Intina oba abroche kura yentumi nka se obi anko school because some people school is not made for them. The idea ni nyina na say you see you onipa bi wo ha omunimade omo person ko SS omo awofo no adekudie nti omo ntumi nko SS ne say awofo no ntumi ntua omo nda SS wo emo omo ntina school ho e na ban ne say ende ye onkofo omo ya ready say omo betua omo ankasa emma their fees as boarders they can do it. Abani started to do what? To help day students eduane any school materials any nyoma akandi ebetumi amomo because the government cannot at the end of the day accommodate every child. The mistake this government is doing is say person omo accommodate every child omoma obia baby da omoma obia eduane di omutua obia light bill omutua obia water bill. That job the government cannot do. And if the government decides to take that upon itself, the government will destroy the quality of the education because you end up seeing something like this. You will see this. This is what you see. You will see a young student, a brig girls, no way woo. I didn't try. You see, when you be a friend of cerebral spinal meningitis, who may now or who may not nipa dodo ne yedi omogu dan mu enti eye home na nkwara ne home no omo respiratory system ne ade efi kom they are picking up bacteria they are not supposed to pick enti ema nkwara na ho den sem na eba form and then ma this girl died at Ebri Girls no. It is because of congestion. It is because you are piling Korano. It is because you are not getting the needed the environment to sleep and then live as human beings. Into the moment Tabaka say free into Obiambra school, no, then you are committing a crime. And the crime is that you end up murdering people like this. Because this, say a come detail a negligence. Akrana yaro one day no you. The school knew the kid was sick. The school did not pay attention. The school did not take it as an emergency. And then that girl at Ebru Girls we. So abrochine wa the school will be charged with negligence because there were people who are supposed to be in charge of that. But because in Kwarane Dawson, because Kwasiyebi said, yeah, free SHS into Obiambra school, no, that is why today we are measuring our kids indirectly. We are getting a lot more social deviants from our senior high school than getting students who have been cultured, who have been trained to go out there and become responsible citizens. Into a free SHS, actually, free SHS wasn't supposed to make everybody go to school. It was supposed to make people who basically wanted to be in school, who had qualified to be in senior high school, but did not have the financial might. The government was going to work with their parents to make sure, say, even though what we can do is we can help your kid with materials. We can help your kid with when the school lunch, breakfast, you can help your kid with some few things that will make his education easy, and then we can subsidize their fees for you. And Nintina NPDC they did not say free Obiambrim. Almost say there are people who have qualified to go to SS. Nanso for any capre. For to for Mumba. Your uncle for Biswa, qualify for SS, for Whisker, into for 8 boarding fees. This is what the NPP got wrong. And nona Ediaba Bedruhande. Inti a free SHSR and just say Obia Kobi one pass ya unko school no. You need to go rewrite, and when you pass right, you enter the school because we need people who are serious. And they could forward or buying yenye exams, yenye textbooks, yenye BBA, and Korani co school to say more, and they come out and they become more dangerous because they learn a lot of dangerous things because there's no teacher-student contact. Nobody's monitoring these kids. Curriculum, we don't know what they are doing. We cannot assess them. We don't know how intelligent these kids are. We just pump them into the system because politics. Because kwasiebise free. What is free? You need to target. You need to have a clear understanding of what you are doing. Because Obinya 48, 53. Now I can say free SHS in Nippon school. Nippon ambre okodu SSR. What is the person's challenge? Again, Bama Nippon I can say Musia de Abe Nipa Baby. Because in the first place, Manchokra maybe SS. It don't SS Nira. Again in the challenge. There's no challenge there. Let's go through it. Into say we no go Sia or say now Dimba school. Students to me Jina Omawo for because say one school. Because the government is foolish. The government does not understand progressively free senior high school. Because a senior high school free, it does not mean say also free biakobi. And the same we are not supposed to test kids. Mahama NDC for idea is simple. Professor Nano Pokwajima, they had a clear-cut idea. You won't phobia on my being, on my BEC, on Pesomba SS, on my phone. And internet they started building schools around the nation. They wanted community day school, no? They wanted it to be so accessible, so easy to get into. And it's out to Kwabrafoso. Nasa ucha. You are not scared because Ubetumako school abe abe bua for so papa the farmer Ubetumako school as a day student every day come and help your mom at the market or whatever. That is what they were trying to do. They were trying to connect the poor and show how their kids can basically help them, how the government can help them. So the government was trying to build springboards between the poor and who need the needy, the poor and needy. The government wasn't opening floodgates for everybody to get in, and that has been our problem. And then I say school no, and then and the Nkrane say no. Into when you watch this video, when you listen, when John Mahama and the NDC were launching free SHS progressively, listen to what John Mahama said.
President cuts sword for first batch of senior high schools to be built across the country with a promise that its first occupants will pay no fees in line with his progressive free SHS promise. In our very first story, President John Mahama has cut sword for work to begin on the construction of the 50 free senior high schools. He promised his government will build each year of his 4-year term in office. The president at the ceremony at Nyanwa near Ades in the Upper West Sachem district of the Eastern region told a cheering crowd the first batch of students to be admitted into the school, which he hopes will be completed by August next year, will not pay any fees. Reacting to reports about the source of funding for the proposed progressive free day SHS pledge, the president assured funding will be made available in the 2015 budget.
My Minister of Education was given a job to produce a roadmap for the progressive introduction of free SHS. She has done that job. She has costed it. We don't know how much it's going to cost. And she has presented it to Cabinet. It is my duty as the President of the Republic of Ghana to make the funds available for the free SHS to take off. And I want to inform those who want to know where the money is coming from that they should wait for the presentation of the 2015 budget. If they look in the budget and they don't find allocation for free SHS, then they can raise that issue.
The founder of the Progressive People's Party, PPP, Dr. Pakwesi Indom, has meanwhile applauded the decision of President Mahama to roll out free secondary education in the 2015-2016 academic year. He says he is all for the challenge taken up by the president. The president has been sharply criticized by the opposition New Patriotic Party for supposedly stealing its idea when he announced the policy in the State of the Nation address last week, Tuesday, in Parliament. But Dr. Indom, in a statement on Monday, said it does not matter who espoused the free SHS program, explaining that there is nothing wrong with copying ideas. Cross-fertilization is a good natural process and we must encourage it in Ghanaian society. I have always believed that a lot can be achieved if we do not care who takes the credit. According to him, a wise person has said that give me new facts and I'll change my mind. Another wise saying is, only a fool does not change his mind. Our president has apparently received some new facts and as a result signaled a change of mind with regard to educating our children. Dr. Indom is therefore hopeful the policy would ensure that Ghanaian children receive at least a high school education. While pushing for a compulsory tertiary education, he charged government.
I now have the singular honor declaring the progressively free senior high school program duly launched. I believe that this intervention will bring significant relief to parents and households. Beginning this academic year, we are removing fees for all-day students attending public senior high school. Under the progressively free secondary education program, government intends to make going to secondary school free through a progressive absorption of the costs that are currently borne by students and their parents. We will eventually get to the stage where every senior high school student will have the opportunity to go to school free. But it does not eliminate the responsibility of parents in caring for their wards. I wish to challenge our chiefs and elders to support the effort of government by ensuring that children, especially girls, enroll in school, they stay in school, and work hard in this school and come out with results that can push them further up the educational ladder. For purposes of clarity, let me announce that the following fees have been cancelled for all day students in Ghana in all public senior high schools. And these are examination fees, library fees, entertainment fees, SRC dues, science development fees, science and maths quiz, sports, culture, ICT, and co-curricular fees have all been absorbed by government. In addition, the Ministry of Education has received funds and approval to recruit an additional 9,300 new teachers to staff the new schools that we are commissioning.
We are aware of parents who can financially support their children, and we urge them to continue to do so. And we are also aware of those who even go on to support other children. We want to express our gratitude for this very kind and important intervention. We are also aware of parents who wish to support their dependents, but they are honestly unable to do so. This intervention is for them. Generally, the program focuses on easing cost barriers to facilitate access and participation for all prospective students.
What's an Anopogwajman? I see that this progressively free SHS, no, it is to ease that pause, that barrier, no, that is it. But what's an Anopogwajman? Because I see, we are aware of parents. We are aware of parents who can support their wards. I see, Abani Yenim say, I will for the Boha, Mubetma Shamumba, and Yenim say, I will for the Bokra, Mutmi Shamumba, Emma Mutumisa, Ebuanko for Mamushamumba. And I said him say I will for the boha dear mudi be cry a ding more intina yede day progressively free SHS aba for day students. So free SHS na nyesi e bie flat gate mobiako school. Still you maintain the quality. You have to make sure even though you are giving the less privileged the opportunity, they still have some quality with them. Still, you are giving the vulnerable, the financially struggling parents and students or what in the country. You are giving them an opportunity. You are not compromising quality. It is all John Mahama or say remove fees on all day students. Or say NDC Abano for now yes started progressively free education. Day students and the year omu fees they free ho. Because you want to still keep the quality. Akorana also ocha. Ewo JSS. Ne hu nyaka se oba mi ni bi oba pani bi wecha into osa aban so wase. Na enye se wa bon aban agiminti bra na beji aduane di. It doesn't work like that because amanfo anwo mma just like that. Say aban odi amame wo aban na be den ebe school does not work like that anywhere in the world. Actually, the most advanced countries are, they have things in place. Into John Mahama Mokasano, or say it does not eliminate the responsibility of parents. John Mahama say progressively free SHS yede ban ndeno eno nkyerɛ sɛ wo ya awofo a wasɛdeɛ no ɛwɔ sɛ wototwene ɛwɔ sɛ still awɔ wasɛdeɛ ne den sɛ wo sika obetua wo ba board na wa wotua sɛ wo ni sika kora ɛwɔ sɛ wo make sure sɛ wo ba no etwa na wo ba na ba SS no saa akora no ni ndua ne dim no nyoma nkitinkiti wo ba boa aban so ba boa wo nkakra no ayeden obebiem ebede ne wobiem. This is how he was going to make sure say from progressively day students now omobenya free SHS no a bedroom rebi no there will not be a difference between day student and a border. You will see a border and a day student umusa because they all go to school and come home, or they can all stay there. And how are you going to do it? You need to expand the infrastructure. That is why after launching the free SHS, even before, no, they went into massive educational infrastructure, the community day schools. And Incham said, let's start opening the schools up. Let us start building. Send the vulnerable the opportunity, the less privileged opportunity. They will get places today to study. Now, who do you create employment for? You are creating employment for teacher trainee, you know. That teacher trainee now, ya kono hako kache ne say, alawana ya de ma udini free no, ya pesi substitute, na ya ma loan, loan, never show ho. Na sa sikano, ya mfanko BA schools ni more. So it started from the teachers. And ya de progressive senior free education and about the infrastructure. Into teacher for no more training college. And you catch them say, you have access to loan, koji loan. Mahama Muji Sasikano, and the Sasikano ebe BA, they are in schools, and the community senior high schools. And we and say, a young for mana, Munima Diana, ma personal, Momra, Abamba Somase. That is why they went into this massive construction of community day schools.
Jamani, Mantadoshi, Wakoko.
Changing Ghana. Mahama is changing Ghana.
Walk on, go. If I want Tashiba Okwa, and this party and I Luchuma want to a German, Yakwa Joshua, La Fella, Wasuma Baki, and what Rekakwan Tuberry, you are job on a Mantadeshi, but this is still a Shemuna Chiki, what do mommy come of Wayodo? Someone saw now, hey Jabado, what do mommy come of Wayodo? Germany.
Changing Ghana. Mahama is changing Ghana.
John Dramani Mahama, Mauna Yira Madon Kodeji Gojo Mare, Masakoma Lavene Jack. We want Tifafa.
Mahama is changing Ghana.
This is what John Mahama and Nana Opoku-Agyeman were doing. They were creating opportunities. They were telling you, listen to wisdom. Mahama was committed. He was committed. Say, no, opeso bua Ghana. In the next 10 years, no, baby and Kubia big Jina. And this is how you build a nation. Because a government cannot take all our resource and pump into free SHS. You don't do that. Because a problem. Your health issues, your employment issues, your so many issues. So you cannot say free SHS solve a problem. No, you are using the free SHS to cause us more harm. Because at this point, we are releasing more dangerous kids into the system than if we had taken our time to make sure, say, we will sieve them, and I said we will scrutinize, or we will get the best out of them. So today, for the past 8 years, we have been pumping 400,000 on ignorant, dangerous kids into the system. A lot of unnecessary things, prostitution, drug addiction, in the system. The teachers cannot teach them because we don't have enough teachers for all these kids. And the funny thing is, when the NDC, they were in power, John Dramani Mahama and Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman, when they thought of progressive free SHS, no, they first looked at the basic. So who share the green book, and I said unya study Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman time or Minister of Education. The main concentration was to build from the basic education all the way up. And to NDC did a lot of investment in basic education. And on the time, J.J. Rollins started here. So you could see that the NDC, they are basically looking at the social impact. It's a social democratic party. The Nipani Hiano, and it's J.J. Rollins today, a free compulsory universal basic education, F-Cube. And then how schools, JSS, primaries, sprinkling all over the nation, because they were looking at making sure, say, you get hold of the basics. When you look at the basics and the basics are right, then you can move to the secondary. From there, you go to the tertiary. And it's progressively, our education was being changed gradually. And when you look at the Green Book, under NDC government, lot of daycare, basic education, JSS were built under NDC because they saw, say, when the basic ones are good, you will be able to build on it and build a better secondary, then you can move to the tertiary. And in the NDC, you saw how they expanded the universities, built the universities. That is how you do it. But you don't come in and open the floodgates. Today, under Ekufuado, the education minister says they are going to distribute their iPads to school children. The question I was asking is, have you taken care of the basics? The basics, the primary, the JSS, have you taken care of it? How many basic schools have you built since you came into power for the past 8 years? Have you been able to equip the basic well? Even the senior high school, I don't want to go there because the 350 senior high schools are also moving. Now we are asking, the basic ones now, they need to learn ABCD. They need to be able to put letters together and make a word, form a word, be able to make sure arithmetic they are good. Have you been able to take care of the basics? Because today in Ghana, education minister is saying he's going to give students iPad. They don't have textbooks. But when you go to the basic schools, this is what you see.
Yeah, Ghana and Penifo. Ya kana yese ya boa ye youth na ya kasa na ya boa hwe school pa enkwalatim school hwe omwakonya ni o enkonya enkwalati hu ni amudi ko school hwe ade amko nsu ogum amono mo school mo hwe enu ani o kana mpanyifo school e wo STK which is Solar Tuna Kalba district hwe ye frɛ ha Pinvro school ni o school enyini pa o school enyi hwe enekro mo PTA meeting. Well, I mean, course, I'm quite another class. Ghana Penifo, Nkola way. And you hear my Dutch saying, Nkola heard Dutch, and what Dutch passing in Clyde say, Nkoyam just one made them cry, and cry who made actually. Eh? And cry who made actually. Or made them park through school. School, and ya growing AD. Make quite another class, What your class, Ninasi. Sa class na make cano or pieces no. P6 class na medical room no. Sisi amesabe room P5. Maybe room. Yeah, another class. Hwenkwala omugua. Ye Ghana emobo. Hwenkwala pa omugu nkonya ihu. So nkonya blocks nkonya. Ghana mpanyifo. MPP NDC blocks na nkonya o. Nanso hwe ye was akuku damamo o maimu ha. Sometimes me come me ayimu ana embimu say politics na me enya politics o me nya politics hwenkwala we pa o moda achi ye hwe ni se ni ha enkwala titi konya ayiwe na o me den kwala atwere o me ento mu di chicha ni bia ba na chicha na adwane ayi che so mu akukuduro ne etimbe kira de wa ha o mobo ba o mayon pay for I fact STK ye critics are district way anyini ye anso hwe enyini da omuntimi ntonkonya nti mpanyifo ni saa your friends a district mu a mo hu school de ekoi oya ma me ko ba bia PTA meeting for no me ko twa o mo kakra ho me nkasa nkonya o mo to ya bench o mo di fufue e na baaye school no office me beru office me beru school no office yeah office new no door school no office no door bia ni funu bia na no marua door marua office ani konya bia nsia aponche kwa na gina mu aponche kwa gina office aponche gina office SDK your district dey ekoni o.
This is the reality. Iti Metraka will say the education minister is a fool. Also, me didn't attempt into NDC will stay in opposition. Where Jimmy? Your education minister is a fool. Your Baumia na yiri kuta $20,000 bag. Samira Baumia kuta $20,000 bag. Aya ankure na odi Akufo-Addo chino. Aya firstly also kuta $80,000 bag. Eno mde nam Ghana. Adenya ye kuruma benya positions na nkwasiafo ne yetwa taxes momo inti ye Jimmy nti she will go to UK, she will go to Europe, she will go to America, buy a $60,000 bag na ekuta no na politics say Jimmy nti kwase bi say wotan Rebecca Akufo-Addo wotan Baomi Ayere wotan wamode no metu aya mame. We are telling you the truth and this is the reality. These people, since they came into office 8 years, Mahamudu Baumia, they be, you know, the funny thing, basic school, Jesus, into the concentration is, let's lie. Len kanche Ghana for say, free SHS, Baobano of free basic and some of free SHS, and Nintina and the SS will bring to Minjiro within. Because more Jimmy, you need to look at the basics. And then Mahama and Professor Nana catch them on. Look at the basics. On the basic for Jesus for Mutuaba, Dabi. Da ben out is MPP for your campaign on primary for them, Jesus for them, and here because omo twaba ye here vote. Omo bet me twa omo tro no SS for no. Omo no bet me do my campaign. Omo no nim so omo do SSI in the next 3 years, we do 18 years. Obetwaba into enda da omo, and that is the typical MPP for you. Into when I say your education minister is a fool, he's a fool because what tina krom hada. On him, how these things are important. On him, say, or a studies teacher, on him basics. But today, Ojina Wesley Girls Castle, or better iPad, ama SS4, now the basic, you know, and that is why I keep telling people, Mom on time you, Ebia Weno, I know a dim mamu because you are not used to it, but these are the facts. iPad no mkoto amankorano, iPad no bo for me paya, one a better for Amano. iPad no mkoto amankorano, say, Ira, one into iPad na could be a better for Amanana. iPad no mkoto amankora and he no mko charge no. Me na woka say Ghana 90% light to doom. iPad na mkoto no so be na also give them hard copy, give them textbooks. For over 5 years enkora we nya textbooks. There's a reason why in the over America cry the kids they do what? They give them books to read. Because it's a form of discipline. Because the moment you give the kid an iPad, at that moment you have given the kid too much room to veer to other places. But when you are given this book to read, your concentration should be on this book.